John Wick 4 was going to be my first time to go back to the cinemas.
Oh, yeah.
I did not make it back to the cinemas. I haven't been back to the cinemas yet, but I did sit at home the other night and watch John Wick 4 on the television. And
Did you like it?
I don't know if there's ever been... No, I loved it.
All right.
I don't think I've ever seen 4 movies in a franchise that I've liked as consistently as those 4.
Oh, really?
I don't think that there's... I can't think of anything else that's had 4... Like, I mean, you know, there's different ones that I like more or less and other ones for whatever reasons, but I like all 4 of those movies a lot. Like, I think they're all really good in their own way, which I can't think of another series where I've ever... Like, there's been 4 movies that I've... Can you think of something? Like, what would be...
No. Well, maybe not. I mean, I don't know if I'd put John Wick... Look, I like
you don't
John
have to...
Wick films,
like, I'm saying that, but I'm just saying, can you think of 4... Like, what would be the contender? If my premise is I've liked all 4 John Wick films, what would be the thing that would be the closest?
Probably Rocky. I would say that Rocky 1 through 4.
Yeah, okay.
As a kid, I loved. Was probably more excited about Rocky 4 than I was even Rocky 3. Like, I think Rocky 4, I was at the right age too. Sort of, that was like, 1985 or whenever it came out. Back to the Future only made 3 films. Can't think of many that have gone. Maybe like Nightmare on Elm Street in a weird way. I like the Nightmare on Elm Street film. I like all the Nightmare on Elm Street films, but yeah, I don't know. I can't think of one in recent memory, that's for sure.
No, I mean, like, and particularly
extended universes,
and like,
particularly because the formula is so similar too. Yeah. It's the same film each time.
Well, it kind of is, and it kind of isn't, which I think is the trick. Like, that it essentially is, but then of course, it's always different enough that it's interesting. And anyway, I really like them, and.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry that I was distracted by that, but I was like, it was just one of those things where I was like, is my favorite movie franchise the John Wick franchise? And I believe it is. I think it's my...
That's great.
It's my Fast and Furious.
I do enjoy them. I just have trouble separating what happens. I mean, the first film is obviously more distinct, but the second and third one, I get a bit confused about what's going on. And like, I know he's slowly getting excommunicated from this... Yeah.
He's excommunicado, man, from the secret society where everyone's
the second one he goes to. The second one he goes to Europe, right? And there's a lady, but I can't remember what the overarching storyline is.
The majority of this last one is like, I mean, the truth of it is that and again, this gives away nothing from the final movie if people haven't seen it. The majority of it's in France, in Paris. This final one, it certainly becomes more international in scope. And the premise of the movies have always been he's an ex-assassin who doesn't want to be an assassin anymore, but now he's an assassin because they stole his car and killed his dog, and now he's on a mission to kill everyone in the entire world. Is basically like the premise of these films. Also, everyone's an assassin. It's okay. He's only ever killing other assassins, and luckily 95% of any given population at any time are assassins. The law and the complications of the world in which he lives, I think they do a very good job in the final movie. Well, in the 4th movie, if it is the final movie, to give you some clout.
It's not what good. It's not. There's no way. It's made so much money. There's no way it's going to be the last film. Well, and he seems to enjoy making them. It's so interesting, isn't it? That he's seems like such a gentle, lovely guy who just excels at portraying like killing machines.
I think that he and Liam Neeson have found very productive and positive ways to channel They both like have had serious, terrible tragedies happen in their life. And I feel like they get it out of their system by like delivering headshots to people on film over and over and over again.
But Keanu Reeves is like genuinely good at stunts.
Yeah.
Like I've seen all the behind the scenes footage and training, and he doesn't have that kind of physique of an action star. It's not like he's got like a 6-pack or he's just got like a normal dad bod. But then like you see him doing jujitsu and throwing guys, and he's really good with like guns and shit like that.
There's so much of this that they couldn't trick up. Like where you can tell, I mean, there's obviously other places but this is because also the stunts in this Like that, this is the whole part of these things, right? Like in this final film, like the kind of main guy he goes up against is blind, so it's that thing of going, he's a blind martial artist, the super assassin blind martial artist. These stunts, there's a set of stairs. Again, none of this gives anything away from the movie. There's a set of stairs that are very pivotal to the journey to one of the final things. And John Wick keeps getting knocked down these stairs, and the stunts, clearly it's not him going down these stairs because it's literally a stunt man rolling down
right.
flight after flight, kind of like that from The Princess Bride, where they're going down. It's like a version of down these hard stairs, and you're like, someone did that. There's no way that isn't a professional stunt man rolling down. I guess they're padded and there's ways to do it and blah blah blah, but but
they're still having to do it.
To watch it, you're like, this is incredible because there's just, and slightly comical. It is both incredible and slightly comical.
And did you see this at the movies, you said?
No,
or is this
at home.
It's on streaming now?
It's on,
I know what I'm doing this weekend.
It's good though.
To see the full video, join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/Tofop.